Ring the bell.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Slam Society, and welcome to my review show here of MLW War Chamber Night 2 from April 20th, 2024. But this was actually recorded on March 29th. This is Night 2. We only get 2 MLW shows a month at the moment. So, and that's fine. That's not a problem. Isn't it funny? Every time I start a review, I realize I have to clean my glasses again. Every fucking time. But anyway, look, they do a taping, and then 2 weeks later, that taping's second airing will air. So this is the way that they're doing it. I don't know why, but I kind of feel like I need a bit more MLW in my life. It's giving me a want, a need, a crave. I'm craving a bit more Major League Wrestling. Okay, there we go, nice and clean. Show opens with Cesar Duran coming out and asking if the fans want violence. The camera was blurry for some reason. Cesar introduces Virus from CMLL, who is going to be bringing that violence, bitch. And I love that this show, again, is only 2 hours long. And for some reason, it took me nearly 7 hours to watch it because I could not stop procrastinating and going off and doing other things. Unbelievable. By now, I should have also watched TNA Rebellion. That's just going to have to wait. So anyway, Virus is representing Cesar Duran, and Star Jr. is the opponent representing Salina de la Renta. Virus is a veteran Lucha Libre wrestler from CMLL. He debuted in 1986. I believe he was known as Bird Boy. But he has since become Virus. He's won multiple titles throughout his career. He's helped train a lot of guys in CMLL. Star Jr. is only 30 years old, and he's a former CMLL Trios champion. They have a slow filling out process to begin the match here, and I liked that during the match they showed footage of Cesar debating with Salina de la Renta's mother in the back, and dude, I am not fucking kidding, okay? Salina's mum has got it going on. Holy shit. Virus hit a body scissors victory roll off the top rope, well, technically the second rope, that got a 2 count. That was insane. Because he was standing facing him, and he turned in midair as he jumped and then hit that victory roll. Crazy. I've seen people try to do that before, and sometimes they don't quite hit the mark, but Virus certainly did here. They went back and forth as it was a bit of a stalemate. And I have to say, you know, Virus is 55 years old. It always seems to boggle my mind that these luchadors and all these Japanese wrestlers can all wrestle into their 50s and 60s. I mean, I think Tatsumi Fujinami is in his 70s and he's still wrestling. I don't know how these old boys do it, but they are always solid physically. Star Jr. ended up picking up the win after a springboard double stomp, followed by his submission hold for the tap out. Salina yelled at the camera afterward as Cesar shook his head at Virus. So Star Jr. wins that match via submission in 6 minutes and 19 seconds. Let's move forward, you son of a bitch. We get a promo with Saint Laurent. And that's with Tom Lawlor and Davey Boy Smith Jr., the new MLW World Tag Team Champions. They ripped into Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas and the Bomaye Fight Club. Bill Alfonso was shown next with a solid set of teeth. I know he's had him for a while now, but if he's back in MLW, this might be the first time someone's seen him since ECW. If they're a new fan of MLW, but an old fan of Extreme Championship Wrestling. So it's very interesting and nearly confronting seeing Bill Alfonso with a full set of pearly whites. It's almost like DDP when he was doing that stupid gimmick in WWE with the big white teeth. Anyway, he cuts a promo with Matthew Justice about Contra and being back in MLW. I don't know if this means one called Manders has left and now Justice is on his own with Bill Alfonso. You never know. They got this open door policy in MLW. Some people come and go just like that. Just like that. You know, Mance Warner was there not long ago. Now he's not there. They keep things fresh in MLW. The next matchup, Ryan Gosselin with Saint Laurent taking on Bud Heavy. Never seen, Bud Heavy before. He looks fun. He's like an American Grado. Ryan Gosselin was dominant from the outset, and dude, he completely laid Bud out and hit a roll the dice for a super quick victory. BRG then cut a strong heel promo after the match, and the feed started getting affected by Contra. Then back to the normal thing. I like that. I like it. They're trying to hack the feed. BRG then attacked Bud again as he was being held to the back, which I found quite funny. I like seeing that. I like seeing someone who's clearly in a world of hurt get attacked again by some coward, an absolute coward. Like, you already beat him, bro. What else do you need to prove? But it's stuff like that that makes me love MLW. So Ryan Gosselin getting the victory in 41 seconds. Let's move forward. Salina was backstage celebrating with her extremely hot mum. Dude, I'm telling you, it's outrageous, okay? It's outrageous. Seek out the clip and you'll be like, are you sure that's her mum and not her sister? So Salina was trying to plan how to celebrate Star Junior's victory, but her mother had other ideas like ripping Cesar's balls off tonight. And they didn't, though. I didn't expect them to, but there wasn't much interaction between them and him for the rest of the show, except for right at the end. But Salina was a little taken aback by her mother being so ruthless. But Salina, that's where you get it from. That's where you get it from. Coming up next, MLW World Tag Team titles on the line. World Titan Federation, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Tom Lawlor with Saint Laurent. For the third time, he's out there already. Taking on the Bomaye Fight Club, or the former Bomaye Fight Club, Alex Kane and Mr. Thomas. It's good to see the WTF as the MLW World Tag Team Champions. The group has really grown on me. Kane hit a belly-to-belly on Mr. Thomas into Tom Lawlor in the corner, which looked sick. I think Mr. Thomas is actually super underrated. He really impressed me in this match. I was glad to see Davey Boy Smith Jr. back in the 1999 British Bulldog blue jeans. The WTF got heat on Alex Kane. AJ Francis was on commentary, which was very welcome. He was talking about how he's taken over the Bomaye Fight Club and they are now a silent partner with the World Titan Federation. Very nice. I like it. Mr. Thomas came in for a hot tag, and dude, this guy is good. He came in like a house of fire, baby. Boom, clothesline. Boom, clothesline. Knocked to the guys to the outside. He's super quick. Off the ropes. He did a flip over the top rope to the outside onto the guys. And he landed on his feet as well. I was just like, I thought that was quite impressive. He hit a big ending on Lawlor, I believe, as Kane argued with AJ Francis, who was on commentary. And then St. Laurent threw one of the tag titles in the ring. And Tom Lawlor then clocked Thomas in the head as he was being lifted up for a powerbomb. And he clocked him in the head. And they retained. Great drama. Great finish. Loving these old WWF style finishes where they're cheating to win with, like, a title to the head and all that. Very cool. So still your MLW World Tag Team Champions, the World Titan Federation, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Tom Lawlor in 5 minutes and 4 seconds. See, very welcome. I'm loving these very short matches. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get back into it. WTF then cut a promo backstage celebrating their win before Satoshi Kojima. And I can't ever remember his fucking name, bro. This is like, I don't know how many times in a row I have, because it's not written down. And it would be great if every time he showed up on the screen, they made sure to say his name, because I can't remember it for the life of me. It is, okay, he wasn't on that show. Excuse me. I will fucking get there. Here we go. Okumura. No, he's got a first name too, doesn't he? Shigeo Okumura. Okay, so he and Satoshi came up to them and they wanted a shot at the MLW World Tag Team titles in Chicago. Chicago. Coming up next, singles match, Sofia Castillo, or Castillo, as we would say in Australia. Yeah, that's that Sofia Castillo, taking on Zayda, the Federette herself. Very mischievous Federette. Sofia making her MLW debut here, and she's from Costa Rica. And boy, is she something. Not going to say anything else, but holy shit. Here comes Zayda. She's my favorite part about MLW, dude, because she is such a pain in the ass. Such an interruption to the proceedings every time. She thinks she's so special. Like, who let her walk out with a microphone? It's great. I think Sofia should remain a mainstay. If I was in charge of MLW, I would ensure that happens because I think she is an eye-opener when she walks out. She appears on social media to be a very nice lady, down to earth. And if I was starting a wrestling company, I would totally hire her. I would hire the Renegade twins. I would hire Zayda, Valentina Rossi, Camille, and a few others. Just off the top of my head, some independent ladies that I think are pretty good. Joe Dombrowski tried to press Salina on a few issues and got himself in trouble with her very quickly, which was very entertaining. I think eventually Zayda will have the featherweight title. Lawlor and Smith will be the tag team champions, and then they'll get that world title in their camp too. I thought these two ladies worked very well together. There was an unfortunate botch of a Falcon Arrow. Don't know what happened there. But Zayda eventually hits the I'm prettier and gets the win that I was expecting in, drumroll please, 9 minutes flat. Like anyone really cares how long the match went. Anyway, the Death Fighters kind of promo backstage and they talk about their War Chamber match with the calling later on. And I was surprised to see that Raven is actually going to be in the match. He's going to be a part of it. Because let's look here, hey? Let's fucking look here. Raven. When was the last... Great, I accidentally clicked on Sami Callihan. When was the last time Raven wrestled? He's 59. Okay, he was in the Battle Riot last year. I wonder how he got eliminated. I guess he took a bump. But before that, he wrestled a tag match in 2020 with Just Incredible, the scammer, for the ARW third anniversary in Cocoa, Florida. He wrestled 3 times in 2019, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in 2018. So yeah, clearly he was starting to wind down his career from about 2012. Yeah, he wasn't really wrestling quite much. He's in since 2012. Okay, 2012 was his last year where he was wrestling quite frequently. But since 2013, he's only had 27 matches. 27 matches in 11 years. Little fun tidbit for you all. Let's move forward. Timothy Thatcher taking on Matt Riddle. Apparently, these two are former rivals, so this should be an interesting match. The match started off with a bit of a grappling stalemate between the two. It got super physical early on. Thatcher got in charge after targeting Riddle's arm. Riddle still undefeated at MLW, and if the thing is, I'm thinking of like the fact he beat Bad Dude Tito to retain the New Japan just the New Japan television title, right? But then Tito got a shot at Kojima before Riddle. Unbelievable. Riddle hit his usual comeback with the T-bone soccer kick, Roton for a 2 count. I think Timothy is great. He's a great wrestler. He would flourish in a place like Japan, but not somewhere like WWE. But I think this was probably the best match of the show so far. Excuse me. Riddle weathered the storm from Thatcher and hit the Bro Stone for the big win. And now he's no longer the NJPW television champion. I think it's time for him to go for that world title, motherfucker. And I got away from my screen before. Matt won in 11 minutes 50. After the match, he was interviewed by Joe Dombrowski. Riddle did exactly what I was expecting and claimed to be a part of the battle riot in Atlanta and wants the world title. I think he will be the next guy to win the world title. Contra were then seen backstage attacking referees and Richard Holiday, so it does look like the World Titan Federation is not safe from this heel stable either. It'll be interesting to see if Contra go after the calling as well. We have a short break before that. After that, we come back, and Atlas Security and local police have now apparently locked down the arena. You'll see how well they go there later on. Coming on next, MLW World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Satoshi Kojima with Okumura. It's got it written down here. So now maybe I will remember it now. Shigeo Okumura. Bad Dude Tito is the opponent with Salina de la Renta. She is just such a good character. Again, if I had my own company, I would probably sign her as well. It's been great having Kojima back in MLW. I think he's represented the championship very well in his second reign. Tito took charge early on here, hit a massive frog splash, only for a 2 count. Kojima fought back, spiked him on his dome with a DDT. And again, if I were to own a wrestling company, I would probably hire Bad Dude Tito. Kojima ended up hitting the lariat out of nowhere to get the win and retain. I did like seeing Salina yelling at Tito at ringside. I would love for her to yell at me. So, still your MLW World Heavyweight Champion, Satoshi Kojima, in 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Fuck me. They do have short matches. As Kojima celebrates, Contra hacks the feed, and now they're attacking Davey Boy Smith Jr. Surely they show footage of Saint Laurent running from the building without worrying about anybody else in the group. They didn't do it. What a missed opportunity. Because after this, Tom Lawler's seen getting attacked. Richard Holiday's been attacked. It would have been great to see maybe Saint Laurent and Zayda scampering out of the building and getting into a car and hightailing it out there, just leaving everyone high and dry. Because he's a coward, and she would somehow find a way to get out of trouble. So as they set up the cage, yes, Tom Lawler was attacked. And I find it the angle's interesting now. I find it not that it wasn't before, but it's like the NWO. Like, they were going after heels and baby faces, didn't matter who it was. You know, wrestling was so used to it always being like the heels are always going after good guys. It's always good versus evil. It's never shades of grey. It's never like bad can also fight bad. Let's make it more realistic. Anyway, the main event of the evening, the War Chamber match, the Calling, Cannonball, Dr. Cornwallis, Rickey, Shane Page, and Sami Callihan taking on the Death Fighters, AKIRA, Jake Crist, Jimmy Lloyd, and Raven. Jake Crist is first in the match for the Death Fighters, and he brought a trash can with him. Sami Callihan was in first for the Calling, brandishing a barbed wire baseball bat. One thing I do not like about Sami's act, and I haven't complained about it before, but now I'm a bit over it, is the spitting and the saliva. And I just, when, I don't know what happened, Hangman drank blood from someone's head or something. I thought that was fucking disgusting. And just over the top, bro. What does that have to do with trying to get a fucking pinfall victory? Anyway, I know this is a War Chamber match, but he does it every match. There's all this spit, and I just don't like bodily fluids being involved in wrestling. I don't mind people bleeding, but I don't want to see people drinking blood. I don't want to see people. I don't mind seeing someone get like spat in the face, like that's disrespectful and all that. But I don't want to see goozers like hanging, like how they have a long bit of spit hanging out, and I don't know. There's just something rank about it, dude. It's just very off-putting. Anyway, I'll stop being a wimp. I love Chris getting violently thrown through the cage door, and he just burst through it, landed on the floor, got beaten down on the outside, and he was the first person to bleed in the match. He also had a fork jammed into his head, and it felt like Sami was just kind of torturing Chris for the first portion of this match, before the second member of the Death Fighters was to come out, and it was AKIRA. AKIRA made his entrance, but RSP, Dr. Cornwallis, and Cannonball attacked him during his entrance, laying him out. Security make the call and go backstage. AKIRA hadn't even got up, and by the time he was near the ring, RSP was out next, and he laid AKIRA out again, and AKIRA was now bleeding. I have to give RSP some props. He is so ugly, it's perfect. Because I bet you if he looked, if he looked after himself a little bit, he'd probably be quite a handsome man. But he's the way his hair is and the way his slovenly body is hanging out of his clothes. It's perfect for the gimmick, mate. Living the gimmick. AKIRA busted open, as I said. They really needed Jimmy Lloyd out there at this stage, but Crist reversed like a slam into a stunner, which set RSP up to be standing in front of a barbed wire door, and AKIRA hit a shotgun drop kick onto RSP, who went through the door, which was a fantastic spot. Jimmy came out next like a house of fire, and as soon as I typed that, Christian Cole said it on commentary. I thought that was great. The Callings theme song, fucking great, dude. It just suits it so well. Cannonball was out next. Cannonball had barbed wire wrapped around him by RSP and Sami Callihan, and hit a backsplash of the second rope through a table on AKIRA, and I'm like, fuck me, dude. Like that was rough, dude. That was rough. That would like, it looked awesome, but what I'm trying to say is it looked like it fucking hurt, dude. The next one out was Raven, and I thought it was going to be interesting because I have a hard time believing I was going to see Raven do a whole lot. He comes in and peppers the heels with kendo stick shots. I have a feeling Raven can't lift his arm too far back. I reckon there's something kind of wrong there, because when he hit him with a kendo stick, he just was with a forward motion. He didn't wind back. Just something I noticed. He and Crist hit a double drop toe hold onto a steel chair on Cannonball. Cornwallis was in last for the calling. It was a brutal and violent match and affair with 12 minutes remaining here as the war had begun. Cornwallis had his mask fall off during the match and copped a cinder block to the groin whilst having a trash can placed in front of it. I thought that was a great spot. The Death Fighters really got worked over. We get the obligatory dive off the top of the cage onto people waiting to catch it. Boys, we saw it in the first War Chamber match. Could have done it from a different corner. I know it's a nice little specky spot to put out there, but I don't think this match needed it. There's no reason for anyone to climb onto the top and hope that there's people standing there waiting to be jumped onto. I get it. I get it's an important thing to a lot of people, but to me, I don't know. We didn't need it, bro. Anyway, excuse me. Lloyd copped a double suplex onto a barbed wire door that was kind of wedged between the two rings on the ropes. That was a good spot. That's what took him out the match. They set up a double stack, right? And I've said this before, MLW, and I hope someone from there sees this, listens to this, watches this. They set up a double stack with a door on top of chairs on top of a table. I know how bad you probably wanted a double table. But Jesus, I've said it before. Don't put a door on top of two chairs on the frames. If you're going to do it, it's going to have to be on the seats, okay? I did backyard wrestling for a long time. We used doors way longer before anyone in deathmatch wrestling or pro wrestling suddenly started using doors in matches, okay? It never works because as soon as the ring moves, as soon as it moves, the table will fall off. It happened before. I think it was a match with the Second Gear crew, I'm pretty sure. Dude, they tried it then. It fell off. Happened here again. Stop doing it. If you're going to do a double table spot, then just get another table. Don't rely on balancing a door on top of the frame of chairs, okay? Please, I'm begging you, stop doing it. As soon as I knew it was gonna work, like that's falling off because they're gonna fuck around a little bit to get to the whatever the spot's gonna be. So they're gonna be moving, and it's gonna make the the door fall off. Anywho, They put AKIRA on the table, and then they put the door on top of AKIRA. Well, sorry, RSP did when the double stack did not work anymore. RSP went through the table with a senton splash. AKIRA moved out of the way. Excuse me. AKIRA then managed to hit a Raven effect DDT and finally beat RSP by making him tap out to a camel clutch with barbed wire in his mouth. So AKIRA finally beats RSP. I'm assuming that there should be another match between the two of them coming up soon, where the title's on the line and maybe AKIRA will finally win that belt. But anyway, your winners, the Death Fighters, in 23 minutes and 17 seconds. Very, very nice. After the match, AKIRA cut a very pro MLW promo, thanked the fans. Raven talked as well, said AKIRA was the future. And the final vision that we had of the show was Salina and her mother walking away from the building in the parking lot as Cesar Duran watched along, twirling that key. So I thought this was a great show. Once again, I'm really loving MLW at the moment, and this show had some great twists and turns, high flying, hardcore, technical, Major League Wrestling gives you all the flavors, the broad flavors that you can get from the beautiful art form that is professional wrestling. They give you every little palate cleanser you need on a show, on any given show. You get hardcore, you get high flying, you get technical, you get, I've already said that, haven't I? You get good looking ladies, you get women's wrestling, you get managers being used properly, you have great commentary. This commentary team is refreshing. You get some comedy here and there. Saint Laurent, he's hilarious. Zayda, she's hilarious. This is where it's at. I'm loving MLW. People are sleeping on them, bro. People are sleeping on them. And let's have a look and see. Let's have a look and see if I can find some tweets from people here that I can respond to on this review. Okay, so I forgot to get the tweets earlier, so I had to pause it so I could go find some tweets. Okay, the first tweet comes from Zito from California at AdamZit9977. MLW War Chamber 2 was a very good pro wrestling show this evening. I wish MLW were more accessible for other fans to see. Keep up the great work, guys. Not sure what he means there. I think, I'm not sure if he's aware, but I don't think they're actually airing Fusion at the moment, right? So I think all that's really accessible is like, it's quite accessible, to be honest, because it's on YouTube. One of the shows, and then if they like that show, then they want to see the next one, then they might have to pay the money on Fight TV, which honestly, it's worth the money. I think it's worth the money seeing the MLW shows on Fight TV. That's just me, but glad that Zito from California enjoyed the show. Next one, Wrestling with Kindness. At Be Kind to Fans. That spot where Cannonball goes through the table onto AKIRA is crazy. There's no faking that shit. That had to hurt. That's exactly what I thought. That was like, come on, bro. AKIRA's a soldier, bro. And good work on Cannonball. He really nailed it. But that did look quite painful. Jermaine Guillery at Metalhead J5150. Metalhead, just like me. American and French, it appears, with an Anthrax logo. So definitely a metalhead. At Rate Work, at Truly, I don't know what all this is. He's atting people. Sami Callihan, wow. Sami Callihan is back in TNA Wrestling. I guess MLW didn't pay much. Laugh, cry emoji 3 times. Jermaine, AJ Francis works for TNA and MLW. MLW do what? One taping a weekend, once a month. People can wrestle for other companies. There's no way Sami Callihan is working full time for MLW when they're only putting on one set of tapings a month. Just think about it. Just think about it. Okay. Tweet number 4 from Eric Meyer at EJK. So EJ Kaboom. What I would give for a nightly Sports Center-esque highlights and news show dedicated to professional wrestling. Not some podcaster in a basement doing a recap. but like an actual match results with highlights from WWE, TNA, AEW, NJPW, GCW, NWA, UWN. Who? WoW. I know who WoW are, and MLW, OVW. That would be really cool. Um, I mean, I'd like to do something like that, but I'm not in my basement. We don't have basements in Australia. The earth wouldn't hold for a basement, but um, that would be cool. That would be cool. But unfortunately, I don't think you can show footage from all the companies. They're just, I don't know. It would be cool, but it would have to be something on YouTube. There's no way anything on actual television would do something like that. But cool idea, Eric. I dig it. Right. So the next tweet. Um, at sat next to or sat impresario Nyangi. I tried Nyangi. I'll say Nyangi. After NWA shat the bed, TNA fired Scott D'Amore, New Japan in a state of flux, and no one talks about MLW. A slot for #3 wrestling promotion is wide open, he says, in response to what's his name? Freddie Prinze Jr. saying he was starting a wrestling promotion. Okay. I had to respond to this, even though it didn't really have anything to do with War Chamber. Just because Scott D'Amore got fired doesn't mean that TNA isn't #3, because they are by a clear mile. Okay. I know, and New Japan's in a state of flux, but I'm sure they will weather the storm and they'll get through this eventually. NWA, I don't think they shut the bed. I think it was just one spot that people blew out of proportion, the cocaine thing. But here's the thing, right? NWA have screwed up a little bit because they have just segregated themselves to that fucking CW app, and I haven't been able to do any coverage of them. No, I don't have a VPN. I'm sorry that I don't want to get one. I should probably get one, but I don't think that I should have to get a VPN just so I can watch NWA. Like, how have you guys not figured out for people on the other side of the world in other countries to be able to watch your programming? Like, you don't even put your pay-per-views on Fight TV anymore. You just do tapings for NWA Power. Now, you know how annoying that is for someone who's trying to cover the new National Wrestling Alliance? So you're right there. You know what? They did shit the bed with that, but it wasn't the cocaine thing. And I don't like that you said no one talks about MLW. I am. Give them a chance, bro. I'm telling you. Give them a chance. Second last tweet here. Country Music Phil at CM Phil. Sami is a fat fuck. Hashtag MLW. Why, dude? Why? Like, he knows he's got a bit of size to him. He doesn't give a shit. Wouldn't he look weird, slim? I think it's better that Sami's got a bit of a cushion for the pushing, bro. And you have a cartoon as your thumbnail, so I'm sure you're a real looker, mate. Get over it. Why do people have to use Twitter to be mean? Okay, last one here. This one's gonna fire me up. I know it annoyed me, but I can't remember what it said until I read it now. Okay, I really can't remember what it said, but it's from Burn the Flag with 2 G's at Burn the Flag with 2 G's and an underscore. War Chamber 2 was a step down. MLW looks even worse pre-taped than it does live. Even New Japan Strong look better than this. They need to stop overproducing shit and let the in-ring action do the talking. Hashtag pro wrestling, hashtag wrestling Twitter, hashtag wrestling community, hashtag MLW War Chamber. Burn the flag, burn your tweet, bro. Burn your tweet. What the hell do you mean it looked worse pre-taped than it does live? What's the difference? It's the same lighting. What's the difference? They filmed this on the same weekend, didn't they? They filmed this like the same day. I'm pretty sure they did. Like over a month ago. How does it look worse pre-taped? What are you talking? Like, explain. It wasn't a step down. It was probably just as good as the first one. And I'm not saying in my opinion. I'm just saying that because it's actually a clear fact. And what do you mean they're overproducing shit? Overproducing what? Let the in-ring action do the talking, didn't it? What was wrong with the in-ring action? What happened with the overproducing overproducing that made the in-ring action not be able to do the talking. Don't put out tweets for the sake of it. Think about what you're going to say before you say it, and think about what you're going to say before you click tweet. Say it out loud. See if it sounds stupid. See if it makes sense. Looks worse pre-tape than it does live. There's no difference. There's no Why would there be a difference? How would it change? If anything, if it's pre-tape, they have a chance to like fix things in post-production or whatever. Stupid. Thank you everyone for joining me here for the MLW War Chamber Night 2 review. I'm Karlifornia. This is the Slam Society. Please subscribe. Please like the video. Please hit the bell so you can catch up on everything that we're doing as soon as it's released. I'm going to be doing the TNA Rebellion review after this. So there's another evening of mine taken up with pro wrestling. Really hope you all enjoyed this review of MLW War Chamber. Thank you for your support, and we will see you down the road. Thank you.